Hi, Dan with Four Oaks Family Homestead. I'm back with another update for our garden. I'm going to call this the after the October freeze update. Dottie, yes, the other greenhouse. And Dottie's trying to break in. She likes to stand right at the door and press her luck to see if she can see if I'm not paying attention. Hey, back up, back up, back up. Come on. Very obedient. Back up. There you go. Anyway, so I'm back with another update. I'm going to do the hoop house update and then the garden update for what's survived after that frost that we had, what I was able to save, and I'll just do a little bit of picking, harvesting while I'm out here because I do have a bit to pick up, thankfully. So I'll show you what we got going here. Starting here on the left side, as always, is our Meyer lemon. It's doing well. It's more than doubled in size this year, so that's nice. Then we have the peach trees over here. They're doing well as well. So they're about ready to go in their dormant state. Back there we have this blueberry. It's just, I don't know. I've topped this thing on this particular branch like 4 times. And it just keeps on shooting up branches. So I'm going to let it go and I'll top it again later, I guess. There's a big mum, which I'm going to propagate for a bunch of different mums next year. So that's one of our projects for the greenhouse. We do have all of our chili peppers in here. You can just go grab a little bag real quick here. I say here a lot, don't I? And just get one of these grocery bags. Alright, I'm back. Looking at our chili peppers and poblanos. There's a lot of them up here. You can see them in there. They're just everywhere. Right there. But what I'm going to grab is these orange bell peppers over here. So these guys are ready. So I'm going to pull this guy up. There you go. It's a nice looking orange pepper. There's a few more up here as well. Don't break the plant, just the peppers. And that one's not quite there yet. We'll put this one in the back. Yeah, you're ready. There we go. That's nice. We'll get those in this grocery bag. So that's a nice start. I do have some poblanos that are starting to turn purple, which definitely means they're past ready to pick. Now that guy, see the purple color in it? Hard to tell this light, but it's not hard to tell in general. It's just very dark. So I'm just going to pull him off and move on. We do have our Anaheims here. These guys are actually ready to pull as well. I'm going to go ahead and grab those. See them under the leaves here. That guy. And that one. So I'll go ahead and grab those Anaheims. Well, so that filled up my first grocery bag all the way. I'm going to grab myself another one and get these jalapenos. These are red jalapenos. I'm going to use them to make some red jalapeno adobo sauce. So that should be good. They'll be super hot, but that is tasty stuff. So I want to get some of that in the canned this year. Probably just a couple of different cans of it, not that much. Alright, let's see if we can get some of these guys. These are going to be hot. Remind me not to wipe my eyes after I pick these things. Oh, I lost one. Oh, that's another one. I'm going to grab some green ones as well, so I actually have jalapenos picked, and I'm going to freeze them after I roast them for salsa. And I got some little tiny red guys. These are minis. Got a purple one over here. It's kind of neat. Right before it turns red, it turns purple. A neat guy. And a couple green ones. That's good for now. I have more to pick, but I'll work on that a little bit later. How did you get in here? I asked you to stay out. Out. Outside. Outside. Good girl. Good girl. I got a thorn in my kneecap. Ow! From I guess there's a sandburr in here. Alright, so this guy's got a couple of orange peppers that are ready. We'll grab you probably tomorrow. But I do want to get these red bell peppers picked as well. There's a little guy in the back here. There we go. There's a little guy. That was nice. And there were a couple of the Tabasco chilies. They're not quite ready yet. We'll come back for him next week. But there are a lot of them set up, as you can see. All those green peppers there, those all turned dark red. That was not quite there for the Tabasco peppers. So that's neat. Alright, I just watered, so they're kind of laying down. But this is our progress on the lettuce that I planted, transplanted from the garden. That's doing well in this big pot. We have our red chard here, and this crazy tomato plant is a Roma San Marzano. Over here we have the elderberries, this one, and that one right there. Another San Marzano right here. There's a couple of tomatoes on there. Not doing the greatest in here, but it is doing well. But one thing that has a lot of traction is our new starts, our fall and winter greens. Lower left down here we have cilantro. That's all sprouted and just started up. And then we have red and white Swiss chard. Those are going good. And in the middle here we do have the kale. These two 5-gallon buckets are kale. And then we have the 5-gallon buckets of lettuce, also the transplants, and they're doing very well in those 5-gallon buckets. But what I saw was amazing is these transplants into the 1-gallon pots of the mixed red and white leaf lettuce and this crazy green leaf lettuce over here. They are doing very good. So I might do more of the transplants into the 1-gallon pots for the lettuces. They seem to like it a lot. Then there's the last 2-3-gallon things and more of lettuce. So that's about it for the greenhouse in here. I'll show you what the garden looks like at this point as well. Alright, as you can see behind me, we're out in the garden. Some things didn't die, so that was good. I was able to save some stuff from the freeze, but some things didn't make it. So look over there. Where is it? There. Those are our cucumbers and the okra. The okra died, but the cucumbers might still make it. We'll see how it goes. I've been trying to kind of baby it, but I'll show you how it's looking at this point. Starting with the things that look the worst, this is the okra. As you can see, there is some actual fresh growth on it after the freeze back. Obviously the little pods that were the flowers all died off, but this stuff here is growing back. So if we, by some crazy chance, get a very warm end to fall, then they could actually produce. But over here in the cucumbers, you'll see is a lot of dead leaves, a lot of dead foliage. I haven't brought everything down, but there is life under here as well. As you can see, we're still getting cucumbers. Look at that guy. So he's coming off. We're harvesting him today, along with his two friends over here, Carl and Jimbo. Thanks, Carl and Jimbo. So I got 3 good cucumbers right there. And there's a few more here. So I'm going to go harvest what we have, and I'll show you kind of, as we pick all the things that are available, what we get at the end. But yeah, it doesn't look pretty. I do need to come here and trim it back. That might help it to keep going. And if it doesn't, well, I'm happy with what we got so far, truthfully. Alright, so I got an entire bag of cucumbers. That was nice. The next thing that we were able to save, I covered with landscape fabric, was these sweet peas, sugar snap peas. They are in full bloom right now, and they're setting up peas all over the place. These guys are just going gangbusters, one of my favorite terms. So they're doing very good all along here. We're setting up peas, got sugar snaps ready to come in. Another couple of weeks, we'll have a good harvest. There's one being tied up. That's kind of funny. But they are going good. So we're watching the sugar snaps. Those are doing good. And the last thing that we're able to save and I covered was the green beans, the bush beans. There's a little bit of frost damage. Beans are not like peas. Beans are not apt to do well with frost. So I covered them and I hope for the best. And they did well. And here again, we have another harvest coming today because we have a lot of beans that are hanging on the vines right now. A lot of vine, I guess, on the bushes, such as this guy, a lot of his friends, just like that. Good 6-inch long. These are Blue Lake bush beans. So I'm going to harvest these. I'll show you how much I get from these guys as well. All right, so there's my haul of green beans. That's a decent 2/3 of one of these grocery bags full of them. I got a question for you. I've heard people mention green bean quantities as a mess of green beans. Does this bag of green beans meet the mess minimum? That's my question for you. Comment below if you know what a mess of green beans is. And if I'm there. Am I up to the mess minimum? I don't know. Anyway, so that's the pick there. I have one last thing to show you before the tomatoes that we did harvest before the frost, because we did empty the tomato vines, tomato bushes, tomatoes. We emptied the tomatoes before the frost and let them ripen inside. Ended up with 10 gallons of tomatoes. So that was no small harvest. We were happy with that. We have processed probably 4 gallons of tomatoes at this point for salsa and sauce, and we'll have probably about the same amount again before all of those ripen. So I'm happy with that. I mean, this after it's processed. So obviously 10 gallons of tomatoes has a lot of air in it. So once you process it, it's less than that. But I'm happy with the output there. I would have liked it not to have frosted, but you know, it is what it is. We do with what we can, and we just try and let some things keep going. Like I said, the hoop house is going to help with that, hopefully. Keep vegetables going during the winter time. And if I had a single frost coming through, I covered some stuff. And now I have a decent amount of things still coming. I'll show you our final garden haul, grocery haul, just a minute here to see what we got today. One last thing I did want to show you. This is the last thing. The tot soy looks beautiful. I still have a whole other harvest in that at least, and then the bok choy is starting to bolt. That's fine. I'm going to grab some seeds from this and use this from next year. This is very good stuff. So I was happy with this. Really happy with the tot soy as well. And man, those sugar snaps, they keep going, they're gonna have a decent harvest of sugar snaps, and I would love to have some of those in the freezer as well. But we'll see what we get. Did you hear that? That was one of our chicken tractor chickens. Those guys gotta get processed too. Alright, so I'm gonna show you my grocery haul from the garden real quick. I think I got a decent amount for being a couple weeks after a frost, about a week and a half after a frost. So going back to the mess of beans though, let me know if you think that that's the right term. I don't know. Anyway, I'll show you what I got. So here we go. I have the cucumbers over there. There's a bunch of them. We have 8 cucumbers, a handful of jalapenos, a couple of red peppers, 4 of the orange peppers, 6 of the Anaheims, and a mess of green beans. I'm going to call it a mess of green beans. Unless one of you people corrects me, that's what it is from now on. So that was pretty amazing in my opinion for a week after the frost. Anyway, have a good day. Guys, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.